And good morning. Welcome to Storm Talk. Haha, DJ, you threw me off. Ask if snow is coming. Welcome to Storm Talk on this Tuesday morning. I am wave meteorologist Brian Good. Your comments have been flying in. Appreciate you guys coming on our social media pages, which is the best chance to do that, and your only chance, really, as you're not able to do that on the streaming side. Although we hope that changes for you guys soon. All right, welcome to the blog today. After a quiet few days, we knew that we're going to get back into an active pattern again, and we will. I do think this time around it'll be a little more slower to get into that, putting our toes in the water, if you will, and getting into that environment. And I don't think it's going to last as long as what the last one did. We'll get a little more breaks, but because we've got so many different fronts that we've been tracking across Canada, moving into northern United States, which has been the theme of the summer of 2024, that has really kept the heat waves very limited this year. We've had a couple that have been fairly lengthy, but not excessive, right? They get to that point of 95, 96, and then they hold at that level, then they get knocked back down by thunderstorms. So it hasn't been a terrible summer. We've had worse for sure. And I think this has been a good balance of having some dry, hot periods and some stormy, cooler periods. Kind of an interesting setup. So to answer your question, DJ, about the snow season, I'm working on a map as a teaser for you all because you guys know I just love to tease you all about snow. It's not intentional. It's a personality flaw. But I am working on a map that I think will signal a little harder of what the impact for late fall is showing up to be, that I continuously see as a signal that's coming up. Not to be overly vague, because I don't want to give too much away, because I want to show you guys. It's not ready yet. It may be ready before this week is over. It may be before the week's over. It may be ready. But there's a little more fine-tuning I want to do to it. I don't want to get too picky on it because it's not a forecast officially yet about the winter. But, hey, you guys know that anytime I'm able to throw a nugget out for you all, I'm going to do that. And it may happen very soon for you snow lovers. Okay, so good morning, Angela. Good morning. I think I swallowed a fly. Good morning to Sean as well. And hello, Weather Geek and Tracy. You guys are all on board. Okay, so let's dive right on, as we always do. We start with the latest look from Skytrack Canada. It's been a very pretty looking sky as of late, where hold on one second. My system does not like to switch on me, so hold on. It's having one of the days. It is a Tuesday that's on a Monday. There we go. You can see the very broken mid to high level clouds. We saw a lot of this yesterday. We're going to see a lot of this today. And at times, we're going to get one or two of these that can produce a sprinkle at best. You can see on the satellite and radar where you had a mix of a lot of things here. You got some very light rain showing up on the radar, and you've got some birds that flew away from the radar beams this morning right at sunrise. Everything happened at once there. But the more important thing on the rain side is that what you have is a dry deck. You have a moist layer, which is where the tree line is and the grasses where we're at. You get into above our heads, there's a dry layer. There's back to another moisture layer, very thin, and then another dry layer above that, kind of stacked like pancakes above our head. We can't always see all of that. And if you don't have them all lined up just right, and certainly have the moisture in the right spots and depth, you don't get into a overcast setup or a heavy rain or a thunderstorm setup. Everything's got to line up just right. Well, today there's only a couple of layers even have moisture in them, so most do not. So this is a very struggling type of environment still to get any type of rainfall out of it, but the atmosphere is trying. So what it'll do is it'll throw out a few of those mid-cloud decks that'll fly overhead, and some of the moisture from that will fall out of them. Much of that is going to evaporate in the dry layer that's right below it, but some of the drops will be able to survive, and that will be some of the sprinkles that we'll see today. As you may see on your windshield driving around town, that's some of the raindrops that have survived through a couple of those dry layers and made it down to the ground level. I hope that all made sense. So it's not a perfectly stacked moisture level yet. That is going to be changing in the next 36 hours. We're going to really saturate the atmosphere up and down the column, so that will begin to increase our rain chances. But right now, the column is not saturated, so we do not have to worry about heavy rain today. Just some cloud cover, maybe a sprinkle here and there. Easy peasy, right? We get to the west. Well, now you can tell a very familiar sight are the MCSs, and they are alive and well into eastern Kansas this morning, diving into Missouri, and should be weakening there soon. We will likely see a few more that'll be developing around Illinois, heading more south and east. Very sharp turners on these, mainly because we still have the influence of a dry pocket of air that's over us in the eastern side of the Ohio Valley. It's moving away slowly but surely, moving into Ohio, moving into Pennsylvania, and leaving us all by ourselves. And because of that, we are then open season for showers and storms to then start to invade us from the west. But at the moment, we have still some protection, which is good. The outlook from the Storm Prediction Center today is keeping everything at a marginal risk. So nothing major at all today in the lower 48. Very quiet. Tomorrow, we start to see one of the low pressures developing along a boundary that will help eventually push a front through here for the weekend, at least part of the weekend. Starts to kick up severe weather near St. Louis, near Kansas City, nearly the same spot as I was trying to say is what you saw on the radar now. Now, it does spread a little more east because you can tell the front, what the front will do is it will have a setup like this. The front is going to be very sharp. The tail will be very much dragging behind it at a very sharp angle. So it's not a typical up and down cold front that we see with storm systems. All right. This is going to be literally a very sharp angled front, not much of a huge warm front here at all. But because of this, it's really going to be just the punch of wind right there in the leading edge of it charging through the Ohio Valley, right? It's a little push that it has right under its neck, if you will, of the low itself. That is where we're going to get any severe weather potential. And this is all based on timing of day. So if it moves in at a time when we have enough fuel around, we could get some severe weather. Now, this is outlook for Thursday into Thursday night. There is a chance we could get a slight risk out for Friday. And right now, Friday looks to be a candidate for an alert day. But there are several things missing because we don't know yet how active this radar will be on Thursday and whether there'll be leftover showers on Thursday that would taper down any severe threat and would eliminate it completely actually on Friday. So a lot of questions on how Friday will evolve. But on paper, looking at the wind fields and how this low is going to move on by, the timing, if there's going to be any severe weather, would be late Thursday night into late Friday night. We would be in that zone. So stay tuned. We may have some changes to the forecast as early as tomorrow for the Friday window. Okay. Once this low moves on by, it will take the front with it and head off to the east, which is nice of it to do that. That should leave us for the second half of the weekend being fairly quiet. So here's the low again, moving to Chicago. It'll take the front. It'll move all the way into the eastern United States. The front will be, or the low will be over here by the time we get into about Monday or Tuesday. And the tail portion of this will still be around, but should be just enough away from us to leave us alone. However, our rest is very short-lived. Another low pressure will drop down next week with yet another front dragging from it. That'll be our next rain chance. I'm thinking that's going to be about a week from today. But because of these series of fronts that I'm showing you guys that we have in the area, and these low pressures that keep moving by. The heat ridge, which has been smushed way down here to the south, it can't expand. It wants to expand back north again and take us over from significant heat wave. But unfortunately, these low pressures keep moving in out of Canada and keep cutting it off in the pass. So that's been the storyline so far, past few weeks. And I don't see a lot of that changing off for the rest of the month of August. So some good and bad there. All right, before I get into the future cast for that stormy setup, quick update on Tropical Storm Ernesto. We are waiting for Ernesto, and is officially formed into the Windward Islands, and it's going to make a sharper turn than what we had to deal with Debbie. And Debbie went straight into Cuba before it really got its act together, where Ernesto has already got its act together. Therefore, because it is a stronger system, already circulating faster, getting faster on the wind fields, its ability to get caught into the westerlies is going to happen faster. A weak system are the ones you got to watch because they could sneak into the Caribbean and the Gulf. A system gets stronger too fast will feel the effects of the westerlies and begin to immediately turn. And that's exactly what Ernesto is going to do. Bad for the islands for a bit there. That's going to be something we'll have to watch. Once it gets past the island chain, then we'll get into at least near Bermuda, maybe dealing with a Cat 2 hurricane as the week progresses. But right now, no direct impacts on the lower 48 anyway. Okay, here we go. Futurecast showing the setup for the rest of the day today. Again, that's the MCS you saw back in southern Missouri, Kansas City. There it is. This afternoon moves into the boot heel of Missouri and falls apart. Here's the next. Boy, that looks mean, doesn't it? This is a flash flooding threat. Ooh, that's nasty. But we've seen this in the models. It was there for last week. It was a little more slanted. It was more like this. The same radar signature, same time period too. So the models have seen this for about a week. This is going to be a pretty heavy rain event for parts of Missouri and far west Kentucky, potentially late tonight, early tomorrow. We get into your Wednesday. It looks fairly quiet because of all that activity in Illinois. I got a feeling we're going to have a lot of cloud cover here. So I don't know how warm we're really going to get. It depends on how far east the clouds get. If there will be some area near where the thunderstorms that form there in Illinois that stay overcast and therefore probably in the 70s all day. And if you get east enough and outside of that cloud shield, you could easily get close to 90. So a big temperature difference, I think, is going to show up tomorrow across Kentucky and wave country in general because of what happens in Illinois and those clouds blowing off. So I think it's going to mess up our temperatures a bit tomorrow. But anyway, we'll work on that later. We get into Thursday, more showers and storms. Again, a little more east. Again, a little closer to us as our protector, our shield moves away. And by the time we head into Thursday night into Friday, well, it gets a little messier, but you see the idea. MCSs start to come into play. And it's too early to talk about timing. I know you're going to ask about a Friday afternoon party. I can guarantee you somebody's going to have it in the comments somewhere, probably Tawana. But I'm sure you're going to ask something about a party that's coming your way or a pool party on Saturday. I can't answer any of that yet. I can't. Just can't. Just giving you what we have on paper, and that is an active end of the week coming. I'm not sure why I really wanted to show this. There's nothing really to say here other than what I already said. Another low moves in, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Why did I have so many weather models here? Oh, this is CSU. That's what I wanted to show you. Okay. Just to give you an idea from Colorado State. You can see its outlook. Let's see. Here is Thursday. Here is Fridays. You can see kind of takes the shape of the front. We are in the severe risk for that. And then we're not as the front gets far enough south that we're okay. We're good. So this, again, is not a long duration setup for severe weather, unlike the last few have been. So thank you for that. We'll take it. All right. 85 today. We'll see how close we get to 90 tomorrow, depending on the blow-off clouds from Illinois. And then we'll wait for especially late Thursday. Friday could be bookended early and late with thunderstorms. We may get lucky, may not get so much in the daytime. We'll see. But I do not see being an all-day rain. There's just going to be a period of thunderstorms there on Friday, and it could be more than one. And that may carry over into parts of Saturday, especially early Saturday, and then we'll quiet the rest of the weekend down. All right, what can I answer for you guys? Let's see. What does Saturday look like? Saturday, I don't know yet on time yet there, DJ. Still working on that. So hang tight. Hang tight. What does it take for you to have some snow slide down southeast? Well, that's easy to do. I can draw that on there. Now, would I have a job soon? Probably. Well, in this day and age, you probably not. Probably get a raise, but no, probably wouldn't have a job. Let's see. Are we going to? Okay, Brad, you bring up an interesting point. Love this August cool down. Afraid we'll pay for this in September. I will say this while I have working on this late autumn graphic for you guys. I hope to get out this week. I will say this September. Yes, I agree. I do think September is going to be hot. I do. So don't think that summer's far from over. I think we got quite a bit still to get through. That's a good note to end on for now, right? Nice and cheery. You guys enjoy the weather outside and take care of each other. I will see you all on the flip side.